Welcome back to the Takeout. I know this is a program that usually eschews neckties, but you see, it's time to get ready to go to dinner because tonight the White House Correspondents Dinner is set to honor student journalists and reporters from across the country. And one of those students is already dressed and ready to go. She joins me now, Howard University's Ssanyu Lukoma. She is press secretary of Howard's Student Association, the student government, right? President of their speech and debate team, the founder of the nonprofit Brown Kids Read, and they just told me she also happens to be Miss Howard. So you're busy.
Yeah, very much so.
It's a great treat to meet you. Thank you for stopping by before the dinner.
Of course, thank you for having me.
Because you really embody what a big part of what this dinner is about, and that is honoring, rewarding student journalists and others who are studying journalism in various ways from across the country. And you all had to come back to town if you weren't already here. Given what happened back in April. I know you were there, and it's funny because I remember that night thinking, and I think several of us thought, oh my gosh, those poor students who were here expecting, one of the biggest moments of their young lives, and instead they got thrust into something that's sadly too common across the country, but totally unexpected in this setting. What was that night like for you?
Well, first, when I found out that I won the scholarship, I was gagged. I did not expect to, but I was so honored and excited for the opportunity. And then once we got to the dinner, I was excited because I was getting to enjoy my friends along with the honor of being a scholar. My friends Tati and Madison, they're also the scholars from Howard University. So we were vlogging, we were taking pictures. And when we went to the dinner, we expected to be eating dinner.
Yeah.
We didn't expect to be hiding under tables. That ended up being the case. But I think overall, what I took away from that night was beyond the politics and the fear. It was really the fact that journalists come together. Because as soon as we got up and we understood what was going on, we started doing stand-ups and recording the area and trying to document what was actually happening, which I thought was insane. But it was the root of what journalism truly is.
That's what we do, right?
Yeah.
Our instincts kicked in. What the heck's going on? We better figure it out and start telling people.
Right.
Now, you're also the executive director of the nonprofit Brown Kids Read.
Yes.
Which helps with childhood literacy. And you started this when you were a teenager?
I started when I was 13. Yes. So I was in the 7th grade.
And what compelled you to do that?
I had a conversation when I was 12 with a friend who told me that he didn't like to read books anymore because none of the books in our school district represented young Puerto Rican boys like him. And that broke my heart because my parents were very intentional about providing me with books that were mirrors and windows when I was younger. So I was seeing people that represented my life, but I also got exposed to different cultures. And when I recognized that his experience was ubiquitous across the country, I knew I wanted to do something about it. And I wanted to make sure that students not only had books in their hands, but felt reflected in the stories that they were reading too.
And I understand you're trying to expand this and open a chapter at Howard?
Yes, so we're opening university chapter applications. This fall, we're starting with 10 chapters, our 10 founding presidents. Howard is going to be one of those schools. So I am so excited because we are multiplying the impact. Right now, we've given away over 16,000 books, but I want to amplify that number. I want to give away 1 million books over the next 5 years. So that's the goal. That's what our chapters are going to be working towards, and I'm really excited.
What other universities are you anticipating will be chapters?
We haven't accepted applications
you haven't yet. Okay, so you're looking for
them in a couple weeks.
Okay.
But I want to make sure that we're getting a diverse selection of schools. So I want PWIs, HBCUs, HSIs, PBIs, whatever type of school it is, I want those students to apply because the bottom line is kids need books, kids can't read, and college students are the ones who can do something about it.
And right now, what, in your view, appears to be the biggest barrier to childhood literacy? Is it AI? Is it the exposure to screens at an earlier age?
I think it's a combination of all of those things. So at Brown Kids Read, we focus on a few different issues. Number one, the representation aspect. In the publishing industry right now, only about 25% of children's books feature main characters of color. That's a problem because 75% is huge, it's huge disparity. The second part is making sure that children actually have books in their hands. So in lower income communities, parents can't afford to build a bookshelf at home full of books for their kids to read. They don't have time to take them to the library as often as other families do. And then in the schools, we're having less of a focus on literacy, on books, and we're moving into more digital forms of learning. And humans don't learn like that. We have to have physical books. So across all of those fronts, we have an issue. I'm just working to try and solve it.
Well, you're already doing so much, but what is the goal once you're out of Howard?
Oh my gosh, my dream grad program is the HBCU fellowship at Columbia University. So I would really love to go there for grad school to study strategic communications, but I also want to be a talk show host ultimately.
I heard about
this. So this is really ironic.
Well,
it's perfect.